Allow me ask you something. What if I told you that simply 1 hour an afternoon 60 minutes should absolutely extrade the path of your existence? Might you accept as true with me? Maximum human beings won't. Why? Due to the fact they have been bought a lie. They assume transformation, wish is a miracle. They assume fulfillment needs 20. Our day's good fortune or a silver spoon. But I'm right here to inform you. Does not. It begins of evolved with 1 hour. Just 1 hour of goal, 1 hour of area, 1 hour in which you make a decision. 2 paintings on you rather than looking someone else. Stay their existence. See, maximum human beings are busy. However, only a few are developing. They scroll, they rush, they repeat, however they do not forestall, and that they do not assume. And due to the fact they do not assume, they do not extrade. But you, in case you're nevertheless listening, you are one of a kind. You're looking, you're prepared. And nowadays we are going to talk approximately the hour that may reshape your conduct to your earnings, your relationships, and sure even your legacy. Because fulfillment isn't always a twist of fate, it's a day-by-day decision. And the satisfactory element, you do not want a new year, you do not want permission, and you do not want a massive damage. All you want is 1 hour an afternoon. Let's start. Take lower back. The primary hour, let me inform you something effective. How you begin your day determines the way you stay your existence. It's now no longer only a recurring, it's a ritual. And that first hour, it's your window, your launch pad, your foundation. Now maximum human beings, they provided a way. They awaken, and that they attain for the phone. They test messages, they test the news. They test what anyone else is doing, but what they do not test is themselves. They do not ask, what do I need nowadays? What do I want to grow to be? What am I building? You see, in case you do not program your thoughts with inside the first hour, the sector will do it for you. And allow me warn you, the sector does not constantly have your satisfactory pursuits and thoughts. It'll feed you drama, distraction, noise, and earlier than you already know it, you are reacting to existence rather than designing it. So here's the challenge. Take lower back that first hour. Make it yours earlier than the emails, earlier than the scrolling, earlier than the chaos. Get up a touch earlier. Now no longer due to the fact it is ultra-modern. However, due to the fact it is transformational. And use that hour to construct you. Read 10 pages of an awesome book. Write down 3 matters you are grateful. Plan your day. Visualize your goals. Move your frame. Drink water. Sit in silence. Do what the vintage you buy no means made time for. Because here's the fact. My pal, if you could win the primary hour, you can win the day. And in case you win enough days, you win your existence. Now I recognize what a few human beings say. I'm now no longer a morning person, but pay attention. Fulfillment does not care. Discipline does not ask the way you experience. You assume the winners of this global jump out of mattress with fireworks and fanfare. They determine, they teach, they construct the dependency, and so are you able to. So starting the next day, make a brand new address yourself before you contact the sector. Contact your destiny. Use that first hour now no longer to devour, however to create. Don't simply wake up, rise up, because your destiny isn't ready at 11 a.m. It is ready at 6 o'clock. So take it lower back. Construct it sturdy. And whilst the day starts you will already be beforehand, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. You may not simply be prepared. You may be effective, and this is how the transformation starts. If evil, guard the hour like treasure. Now that you've got taken lower back the primary hour, the following step is to defend it like treasure. Because allow me inform you, humans will try and thieve it. Not with a gun, however, with a notification, a choose, a meaningless undertaking, a big, good I simply, and all of a sudden your hours long past vanished, given away to something that builds their existence. Now no longer yours. You were given to apprehend this hour. Isn't always loose. It's now no longer informal. It's now no longer for leftovers. It is sacred. It is strategic. And in case you do not shield it, no person else will. You see, time is like cash. However, even extra risky to lose, you can continually earn some other dollar. You will in no way get lower back that hour. So what will we? Will we place up a fence? We say, this is my hour. No calls, no emails, no scrolling, no distractions, not due to the fact we are impolite. However, due to the fact we are critical. You were given to get critical approximately your hour, like a builder is critical, approximately his equipment, like a farmer is critical approximately his soil. Because this hour, in case you use it proper, can pay. You lower back a hundredfold in readability, in ability, in outcomes, in profits, in self-assurance, but best in case you do not change it for crumbs. Let me say that again. Don't change gold for crumbs. That's what humans do after they say, I'll simply check this one component. Let me respond actual quick, this may not take long. And they cease up spending their pleasant hour reacting to the international as opposed to rebuilding their international. So here's the dependency. Every nighttime schedule your hour, label it, set it in stone. No flexibility, no negotiations. Tell your own circle of relatives, your buddies, even yourself. This is a while to develop, to suppose, to create, to construct. And in the event that they do not recognize it, train them to. Not with anger, however, with consistency. Because while you cost your time, humans start to cost you. So the rule is easy. If it would not develop you, it would not get your hour, period. This isn't pretty much productiveness. It's approximately precedence. It's approximately saying my destiny topic's sufficient to protect it. And that first hour, you're the front line. So defend it like it is uncommon as it is. It's the hour that separates the average from the tremendous, the wanderer from the chief, the talker from the doer. And if you protect it these days, you'll have fun. Day after today, direction, earlier than motion. You recognize it is now no longer sufficient to take the hour, and it is now no longer sufficient to protect it. You were given to recognize what to do with it. That's where in maximum humans pass. Incorrect. They're lively, they are busy, they are doing matters, plenty of factors. But the query is, are they doing the proper matters due to the fact? Here is the fact. Action without root is a recipe for frustration. It's like being on a treadmill, sweating, grinding, strolling, however going nowhere. So earlier than you bounce into your hour, earlier than you dive into books, earlier than you begin constructing, earlier than you hit play on a video, ask yourself a totally effective query. Where am I going? That query unlocks the whole thing, because in case you do not have root, you might not have development. You'll flow, however you might not arrive. Direction is the compass, action is the engine, and you want each. So allows get realistic at the beginning of your hour. Take 3 minutes, simply 3, to get clean. Ask yourself, what is my aim? What is the ability I'm constructing? What am I looking to improve? These days in maximum crucial, why does it remember to me? Write it down. Don't maintain it for your head. Get it on paper. Because readability on paper turns into cognizance. And motion, Jim Rohn used to say, reasons come first, solutions come second. You were given to recognize your purpose due to the fact whilst you do the relaxation turns into apparent. Now allow me give you a caution. If you bypass this step, if you bounce instantly to motion without purpose, you may waste the maximum precious aid you have, your cognizance. And here's what is worse, you'll confuse motion with, which means you'll feel effective, however you may live caught. That's why root topics greater than speed, because it would not remember how fast you are going, in case you are going the incorrect manner. So make an effort to goal. Take the time to invite. Take the time to align your moves together along with your consequences, because a man with root, he walks slower. However, he receives similarly. So day after today, morning, when your hour starts enfeebled, do not simply begin doing. Start determining. Decide who you need to come to be. Decide what topics maximum. Decide what step brings you towards the existence you have been dreaming of, because root turns your hour right into a project. And whilst you stay with project, you begin strolling an entire new route. And that route, clean, targeted, intentional, is the one that leads to alternate. Learn for an hour, develop for a lifetime. If there's one issue I've found out in existence, it is this. Success would not simply come from doing, it comes from getting to know what to do. And the moment you forestall getting to know, you forestall developing. Now, here's the best information. Learning is simple. It's now no longer approximately going lower back to high school. It's now no longer approximately high-priced applications. It's approximately putting apart simply one targeted hour a day to feed your thoughts. That hour, that's your side, that's your mystery weapon. Because whilst maximum human beings are looking nonsense, you are looking boom. When they may be drifting, you are growing. And through the years every day that getting to know begins a feeble to split you from the crowd. Jim Rohn stated it, pleasant formal education will make you a residing, self-education will make you a fortune. So what do you study at some stage in that hour? You study books, you concentrate to you take a look at fulfillment, you choose up biographies, personal improvement, conversation, fitness, wealth, mindset, the stuff that actions the needle. Because the greater you study, the greater you see, and the greater you spot, the better picks you're making now. Allow me be clear. This isn't always passive. You're now no longer simply scrolling prices and hoping something sticks. You're intentional. You choose up the EE book, the root, the pocketbook on reason, and also you say this is my boom hour. And allow me let you know an hour a day provides up in 365 days. It truly is 365 hours. That's greater than 9 full-time work weeks invested to your very own thoughts. You do that for a year. And also, you may not even apprehend yourself. Your language improves, your self-belief rises, you speak with readability, you suppose sharper, you solve issues that used to forestall you bloodless. Why? Due to the fact you've been stacking know-how bit through bit, web page through web page, lesson through lesson, and the pleasant component. No one can take it away from you. Skills may be discovered, confidence may be constructed, knowledge multiplies, and all of it starts a-feebled with that one quiet hour. So here's your subsequent step. Pick your substances earlier than your hour starts. A-feebled, don't depart it. To danger, stack 3 books to your table, queue up the podcast, open the route you've been doing away with. And whilst that hour begins, a-feebled, go in deep. Because on every occasion you open your thoughts, you extend your destiny. And the man or female who learns every day earns always. So do not pass this. Make getting to know a dependency, and you will make fulfillment a lifestyle. 1 hour of exercise beats 10 hours of idea. Let's get something. Instantly learning is strong. However, getting to know without doing is simply enjoyment. You can study each e-book, watch each video, concentrate to each podcast. However, in case you in no way follow what you've discovered, you are now no longer developing. You're simply gathering. See, fulfillment does not come from what you understand. It comes from what you exercise. Let me repeat that. 1 hour of exercise beats 10 hours of idea. Why? Due to the fact movement is wherein talent is born. You do not turn out to be a speaker through reading. Approximately talking, you do not turn out to be in shape through reading workouts. You do not grasp something through sitting on the sidelines. You are given to step into the area. Now here's the error maximum. Human beings they wait till they sense ready. They wait till they may be assured. They wait till it is best. But here is the fact. Confidence would not come before motion. Confidence comes from motion. Every time you exercise, you get sharper. Every time you attempt, you get higher. Every time you display up, you develop up. So what does this suggest on your hour? It means that as a minimum, a part of that hour should be hands-on. If you are studying to write something. If you are studying to talk, exercise out loud. If you are studying enterprise, construct the plan. Make the pitch, take the decision. If you are studying layout, open the software program and create. No extra ready, no extra prepping. Simply doing, because repetition is the mom of all ability. Now no longer perfection, repetition. You do not need to get it proper the primary time. You simply need to get it going, and then you definitely refine it, enhance it, polish it. That's how specialists are made. And here is something else. When you exercise daily, your development turns into seen. You can sense it, you can degree it, you begin to accept as true with yourself. And that accept is true. This is the actual win, because someone who trusts their personal attempt turns into unstoppable. So here's the project. Take what you found out the day prior to this and practice it nowadays. Even if it is messy, despite the fact that it is small, despite the fact that it is awkward, simply begin. Because doing turns know-how into energy. In 1 hour of ambitious, centered, and perfect motion can do extra on your existence than a life of questioning about it. Reflect, refine, repeat. You recognize existence would not enhance simply due to the fact you keep shifting ahead. It improves whilst you stop an appearance lower back with cause. Too many human beings pass from some day to the subsequent, one assignment to the subsequent one, purpose to the subsequent, without ever asking the maximum important query, how did I do nowadays? This is where the boom lives, not simply with inside the doing. However, with inside the review, and Jim Rohn used to say, AI existence really well worth residing. And I'll upload this A existence really well worth recording as A existence that keeps improving. Now let's spoil this down. At the stop of your hour, now no longer the beginning, now no longer later, now no longer the next day. However, on the stop of your hour, take 5 minutes to mirror. What did you study? What did you accomplish? What did you conflict with? What is going to do higher the next day? It is now no longer complicated. It's simply sincere, and maximum human beings won't do it. Why? As it forces them to face their personal styles. It exhibits whether they may be shifting ahead or simply spinning in vicinity. But here's the energy reflection. Sidelines. You were given a step into the area. Now here's the error maximum human beings make. They wait till they sense ready. They wait till they may be assured. They wait till it is best. But here's the fact. Confidence would not come before motion. Confidence comes from motion. Every time you exercise, you get sharper. Every time you attempt, you get higher. Every time you display up, you develop up. So what? Does this suggest on your hour? It means that as a minimum, a part of that hour should be hands-on. If you are studying to write something. If you are studying to talk, exercise out loud. If you are studying enterprise, construct the plan. Make the pitch, take the decision. If you are studying layout, open the software program and create. No extra ready, no extra prepping, simply doing. Because repetition is the mom of all ability now, no longer perfection, repetition. You do not need to get it proper the primary time. You simply need to get it going. And then you definitely refine it, enhance it, polish it. That's how specialists are made. And here's something else. When you exercise daily, your development turns into seen. You can sense it, you can degree it, you begin to accept as true with yourself. And that accept as true with this is the actual win. Because someone who trusts their personal attempt turns into unstoppable. So here is the project. Take what you found out the day prior to this and practice it nowadays. Even if it is messy, despite the fact that it is small, despite the fact that it is awkward, simply begin, because doing turns know-how into energy. And 1 hour of ambitious, centered, and perfect motion can do extra on your existence than a life of questioning about it. Reflect, refine, repeat. You recognize existence would not enhance, simply due to the fact you keep shifting ahead. It improves, whilst you stop. An appearance lower back with cause too many human beings pass from some day to the subsequent. One assignment to the subsequent one, purpose to the subsequent, without ever asking the maximum important query, how did I do nowadays? This is where the boom lives. Not simply with inside the doing, however, with inside the reviewing. Jim Rohn used to say, A existence really well worth residing. Is A existence really well worth recording? And I'll upload this A existence really well worth recording as A existence that keeps improving. Now let's spoil this down. At the stop of your hour, now no longer the beginning. Now no longer later, now no longer the next day. However, on the stop of your hour, take 5 minutes to mirror. Did you study? What did you accomplish? What did you conflict with? What is going to do higher the next day? It is now no longer complicated. It's simply sincere. And maximum human beings won't do it. Why? As it forces them to face their personal styles. It exhibits whether they may be shifting ahead or simply spinning in vicinity. But here is the energy reflection. Sitting in that chair and unexpectedly, frame begins of evils breaking down, not all at as soon as, however slowly, silently, till sooner or later the charge suggests up. In the physician's bill with inside the strength crash with inside the mist. Possibility you are not sturdy sufficient to seize disciplined ways. Regret weighs lots. So take the hour, defend the hour, use it to construct your energy. Now no longer simply your abilities, because you cannot deliver your first class in case you're strolling on empty. You cannot lead others in case you cannot even lift yourself. And you cannot stay your purpose in case you're continuously handling ache. So beginning these days, deal with your fitness like your destiny relies upon it. Due to the fact that does 1 hour an afternoon to stroll, to stretch, to gasoline, to relaxation, to maintain the physician away, and achievement close. Via way of means of build a fortune with inside the quiet hour. Let me inform you something. Vital profits are higher than wages. Wages make you a dwelling, however income they make you a fortune. And to construct income, you do not want 10 hours an afternoon. You do not want a group. You do not even want permission. You want 1 hour, one quiet hour. Now maximum. Human beings get domestic from paintings, and that they shut down. They say, I have finished sufficient. So they take a seat down, scroll, watch, and surprise, why not anything? Adjustments? But that quiet hour proper, earlier than mattress proper, after dinner, it is your hazard. It's your area to construct something. It is yours, not for your boss now, no longer to your paycheck. However, for your destiny in that hour, you could start your facet enterprise. You can examine a new talent, you can write, you can plan, you can promote, you can construct. You do not want a fancy workplace, you do not want a perfect setup, you simply want to touch starvation in 1 hour, which you do not deliver to the international. Now permit me be sincere, the results might not are available in afternoon, but it is now no longer the purpose. The purpose is momentum, 1 hour in afternoon, 5 hours per week, 260 hours, 12 months. That's now no longer small. That's huge. That's a product release. That's a emblem began out. That's a destiny created but handies. In case you deal with the hour like treasure, not as time to waste. However, time to construct, you do not construct wealth. With desires, you construct it with paintings, quiet, centered, regular paintings, whilst no one's looking. And this is the first-class component. If you try this lengthy sufficient, sooner or later, you may look up and comprehend something. That little hour constructed your self-assurance, constructed your earnings, constructed your independence. And it began out whilst you made one simple selection to prevent losing the quiet hour and begin the usage of it to construct your fortune. Relationships constructed 1 hour at a time. Now permits communicate approximately something. Maximum achievement. Books go away out. Relationships. Because what exact is a fortune? What exact is a robust frame, a sharp thoughts, a massive financial institution account? If you don't have human beings to proportion it with, fulfillment without connection is empty. You do not construct an excellent existence simply via way of means of constructing groups or behavior. You construct an excellent existence via way of means of constructing human beings. And that takes time, that takes care, that takes presence. But here is the coolest information. Just like you develop wealth with 1 quiet hour, you develop relationships. The identical manner, 1 hour at a time, 1 hour of actual communication. 1 hour of listening now, no longer simply listening to 1 hour of setting the telesell smartphone down and searching a person with inside the eyes. You see, human beings do not consider what you stated, they consider the way you made them sense, and they sense it. While you provide them time now, I'm now no longer soliciting for 10 hours every week. I'm now no longer asking you to grow to be a therapist. Announcing is provide a person for your existence, your complete interest for simply 1 hour. Your partner, your baby, your figure, your mentor, your buddy, and do not simply take a seat down in the identical room. Be there, ask questions, proportion to chortle a bit, or simply take a seat down collectively and be quiet due to the fact presence is robust. Let me let you know what happens. While you do that, trust begins enfeebled to develop, walls start to fall, love multiplies, and connection deepens. It does not take a fancy dinner or a massive experience. It takes 1 hour of your coronary heart and not using a distractions. And I'll say this, the folks who know the way to construct awesome relationships, they continually win, ultimately, because in the storms of existence, and they'll come. Cash might not preserve your hand, success might not hug you, however relationships will. So timetable that hour, make it intentional, because in case you do not put money into human beings, you may awaken sooner or later surrounded via way of means of matters, however feeling, absolutely by myself. And here is the reality. A wealthy existence is measured in reminiscences, now no longer simply milestones. And reminiscences are made in moments like this, moments that start with simply 1 hour. So the following time you think approximately fulfillment, consider this. Don't simply construct your destiny. Build your human beings, and do it 1 hour at a time. Stack your hours, stack your destiny. You've heard it earlier, then success is constructed 1 step at a time. Well, I'll say it a little otherwise. Success is constructed 1 hour at a time. 1 hour of subject, 1 hour of gaining knowledge, of 1 hour of constructing, 1 hour of making an investment for your thoughts, your frame, your destiny. Now here's the hassle. Most human beings underestimate what 1 hour an afternoon can do. They say it is simply an hour. What distinction does it make? Allow me to display you. The mathematics 1 hour in an afternoon. This is 7 hours a week. That's over 300 hours a year. That's extra than 7 complete time paintings. Weeks. Now ask yourself, what ought to you do? 7 complete time weeks, targeted handies. You may write a AE book, study AE, excessive price talent, construct a commercial enterprise, alternate your fitness, grasp your mindset, or even rebuild your existence. But you don't do it in a hurry, you do it with the aid of using stacking. The hours, one on pinnacle of every other, each one constructing at the remaining brick with the aid of using brick, quiet, steady, sturdy. That's how a destiny is constructed, not in a burst of power. However, in steady attempt, now this is the name of the game. Small disciplines do not live small. They expand, they multiply, they form who you become. Every time you display up for that hour, you are casting a vote to your destiny. You're saying, I'm now no longer losing my existence. I'm now no longer ready on success. I'm constructing something that matters. And that selection made day by day creates momentum. It creates self-belief. It creates results. Because whilst you upload up the hours, you upload up the development, and whilst you upload up the development, you begin converting your identification. You cross from a person who waits to a person who builds. Now pay attention. There could be days you leave out it. That's okay, you're human, but do not permit a neglected hour become a neglected week or a neglected year. Always come returned, get returned to stacking due to the fact time is passing both manner. And in the future, the query might not be, did you dream big? It'll be, did you operate your hours accurately? So stack them, guard them, and in the future you may appearance up and realize you did not simply alternate your conduct, you modified your existence. When 1 hour becomes a brand new you commenced with simply 1 hour. 1 hour of getting to know, 1 hour of constructing, 1 hour of reflecting, 1 hour to your fitness, 1 hour to your destiny. At first it felt small, nearly invisible, like not anything taken place. But daily hour, with the aid of using hour, something become taking place. You are becoming not in a single day. Now no longer with the aid of using. Because this is a person new twist of fate, however, with the aid of using selection. A fact you could anticipate, you do not alternate your existence in a single bounce. You alternate your existence 1 steady hour at a time. The hour you confirmed up while it wasn't clean, the hour you selected increase over consolation, the hour you practiced instead of postponed, the hour you listened, loved, targeted, created, and the one's hours they did. They rewired your thoughts, they rebuilt your self-belief. 1 hour at a time you commenced to consider in yourself once more. You started out to accept as true with your phrase. You proved to yourself that subject isn't only a phrase, it's a way of life, and the satisfactory element. You didn't want to alternate the whole lot, you simply had to alternate one element. How you operate a while that turned into the turning factor. If you may manage 1 hour, you may sooner or later manage your day. And if you may manage your day, you can form your destiny. So here's what I need you to consider. Success isn't luck. It's now no longer thriller, it's now no longer magic, it's subject implemented day by day. And that subject, it does not take the whole lot you have. It simply takes 1 hour every day, without experience, without excuses. And one day you may appearance with inside the reflect and realize you failed to simply alternate your agenda, you modified your identification, had become the sort of man or woman who indicates up, who follows through, who lives deliberately, who walks in, 'cause who builds with know-how. And this is the brand new, you all, from 1 hour. So hold it up, stay constant. Protect the hour, respect the method, because it is now no longer simply the way you spend a while. It is the way you form your lifestyles. Start nowadays, now no longer day after today. Now you've heard all of it, the conduct, the hour, the reality. So what is subsequent? I will inform you. Start nowadays, now no longer day after today. Because day after today is a promise, today is a choice. Don't wait for motivation. Don't look forward to the proper temper. Don't look forward to the brand new 12 months or Monday or a few ideal second that never indicates up. Just begin, pick 1 hour claim. Schedule it, protect it like your destiny relies upon it, because it does. You do not must be high quality. You do not must have all of the solutions. You simply must be inclined to expose up. Remember, this change does not appear whilst you recognize what to do. Change occurs whilst you do what you already know. Were given the map now. Were given the stairs. Were given the electricity, so do not stroll far from this video simply feeling stimulated. Walk away, activated aside proper. Nowadays, what hour will you taking again? What's going to you construct? Who will you grow to be due to the fact? In case you deliver 1 hour in afternoon to boom, to cost, to imaginative and prescient, to fitness, to humans, to your destiny. 12 months from now, you may be residing the lifestyles you as soon as best imagined. So begin nowadays, not due to the fact it is clean, but 1 hour, due to the fact it is really well worth it. Choice 1, knew you. Let that be your story.